I'm going to show you Neeb versus Showtime match, a third match between Neeb versus Showtime on 2018 WCS Leipzig. It's semifinals, best of 5. 2018 WCS Leipzig is the first of 4 events of the 2000 WCS circuit, which is Starcraft World Championship Series. The circuit is part of a Starcraft World Championship Series, which is pretty much the main super championship that is compiled of the best champions from other tournaments. So the winner of Starcraft World Championship Series could be crowned as the champion of champions in 2018. The prize pool is 101,000. Here you can see the breakdown, and 20,000 goes for the winner, 10,000 goes for the second place taker, and 6,500 for third and fourth place. Here's the winners and the teams that they represent. Notable participants. Group stage right here. You can see the breakdowns of the group stages. That's obviously group stage 3, but you can go to the website and take a look at the other groups. That's the bracket right here. You can see how these players moved up the ladder, and I'm going to be showing you this match right here. You can take a look at the maps. We'll be looking at the asset plan from Showtime's perspective this time. Here's the distribution and the map statistics. 2018 WSS Leipzig is part of Starcraft World Championship. Here you can see a table with all the tournaments that make up World Championship Series. So the winners from these tournaments will be competing for the Ultimate Starcraft 2 player title. You can watch the castings on AndYouLeftTheGame YouTube channel. You can find this channel by typing AndYouLeftTheGame in YouTube search bar. You'll come up with 2 channels. If for any reason you end up with AndYouLeftTheGame without blank space, click on it and it will take you to the channel. If you type in the search bar and come up with AndYouLeftTheGame with blank space, click on it, go to featured channels on the right, and in just a second you'll be in the channel. Go to playlists, where you'll be able to choose the game you want to watch or the casting you want to watch. Here's a better breakdown, visual breakdown of Starcraft World Championship Series. Global finals, 8 players from Korea versus 8 players from the circuit, 500,000 payout. Here's the circuit right here representing the world. 4 tournaments, 4 challengers. Here's tournaments representing Korea. So that's 3 leagues, 2 tournaments. There's also global IEM Katowice with a 250,000 payout GSL versus the world. Now that we know about the tournament and how this tournament plays out in the grand scheme of things, let's move on to Neeb and Showtime. The first player I want to show you is Neeb right here. He represents the team Ting. Ting is sponsoring him. He is from United States of America and he was born in 1998. He's currently 19 years old and he made over $290,000 playing StarCraft 2 already. while being 19 years old, so he could as well in his career, if he decides not to retire, make even more. Now, he was considered to be a favorite of this tournament. As you can see, the last year he won Montreal, Jönköping, Austin, and got incredible sums of money while in 2017 also winning World Electronic Sports Game 2016. As you can see, he was playing for Ting, and it certainly makes Ting a really awesome team. Now, here's his pictures right here. You can go to this website or stop the video to check him out more closely. His opponent is Tobias Sieber. He goes by the nickname of Showtime. He is a Protoss player. He made over $180,000 playing Starcraft 2. His achievements date back to 2012. Here you can take a look at year-by-year basis on his important matches, and go down to the achievements, where you can take a look at the winnings, the results, teams that he represented in Premier, Major, and Minor tournaments. As you can see, he been in quite a few teams, so he certainly has experience playing with different individuals. And here's his pictures right here. Now that we know about the players, let's move on to Asset Plan map, where he played Neeb, and let's take a look at this game from Showtime's perspective. Right here, Neeb versus Showtime Asset Plan Elite WCS Leipzig 2018. Let's watch this game. Showtime will start in the bottom right corner, and he starts his game by hotkeying the locations out there. And I suspect that he's gonna start with the Valve. The last time he chose a better strategy and moved for Immortals, Stalkers, Sentries, Phoenixes, and prevailed over Neeb's Soul, Stalker, and initial Phoenix aggression play. This time we'll find out what exactly will he chooses to play with. He goes with 2 relatively early gases and 2 gateways. He queues up his gateways on number 6, his Nexus on number 4, and his probe on number 3. He builds himself a cybernetics car that will allow him to build a variety of units, and will unlock other buildings for him to build. Consistently builds pylons to increase his supply. Pylons not only increase supply but also allow buildings. Because Protoss are only warping units, they do not construct units just like Terran would do, or a Zerg would born units. No, Protoss brings units from other worlds using its warp engine, and all of his buildings have to be warped, and they have to be warped on the location where the pylons built. So pylons, these icy rocks right here, will allow Protoss to make its buildings and units travel through space. Furthermore, not only that, supported by a gateway, the pylon alone is capable of allowing units to be warped in. So as you can see right there, this pylon right here, supported by a gateway, could as well allow much better unit warping a little bit closer to opponent's base. Here we see the two Neeb stalkers are moving in already, and they move close to Showtime's base here, and they will have no problem taking out this lone stalker. However, it looks like Neeb just noticed that there are more than one stalker here, and his efforts to attack would just be wiped out. Not only that, in just a few seconds he makes up additional stalkers here, and now Showtime is on defensive. He wants to kill those two stalkers out there, and it's certainly 4 versus 2. That proxy Stargate is a relatively cheesy play, very smart play. He wants to build those oracles and phoenixes here so that he could quickly harass the opponent's lines, and he attacks at the same time. He sends his oracle to the mineral line while sending his stalkers here too. You see in here a very interesting play indeed. This oracle attacks the probe. However, this probe at the same time is being healed by the shield battery, and this gives Neeb enough time to send in the reinforcements, and Showtime just simply won't be able to make any kills whatsoever, and his oracle will die, no doubts about that. It looks like Neeb found a way to deny probe mineral attacks with a shield battery. I think that's absolutely incredible, and if there are reinforcements available, that would as well mean that the Protoss mineral lines are completely secure with that shield battery. It looks like Showtime has built a shield battery for himself too, and look at that, Neeb is sending phoenixes in Showtime's base. However, Showtime has his troops on the defensive here. Only a relatively large number of phoenixes would do a considerable damage, and it looks like Neeb has already 3 phoenixes here. If he would have 5 or 6, he could kill off quite a few probes before losing 1 or 2 phoenixes. Obviously it's best not to lose any phoenixes, because phoenixes, just like any other Protoss unit, will regenerate its shield power, and that means in just a minute the unit can come back into fight or into its harassment efforts. Now Showtime decides to create an illusion and send it into Neeb's base, where he is going to spy on it. Now here, as you can see, phoenixes attack by lifting its troops. They can only attack air units, so in order for phoenix to attack ground units, the unit has to be lifted. In this case, the shield battery is of no use, because the shield battery will not heal units that are being lifted and very quickly destroyed. This means that the shield battery play here against the phoenixes has been a disaster. So these 200 resources here have been wasted away, because Neeb was not playing Oracle, he was playing Phoenix aircraft harass attack play. It looks like Neeb is up ahead with his supply, cap, and overall supply. Furthermore, the armies are very much the same, but it seems that Neeb decided to go for the same army composition as Showtime the last match, which is pretty much Stalkers, Immortals, Phoenixes, and Sentries. Sentries will control the battlefield with his force fields, will make sure that the enemy is not engaging with his full force, or will block part of enemy's forces with the force fields on the ramps, on the choke points, and on the corners. It can even deploy these force fields in opponent's army itself, in this way pushing the units further back, getting them out of shooting range, and getting himself those important seconds that will allow him to kill off vanguard important powerful units. Here Neeb is attacking with more phoenixes and killing off truly incredible number of probes. As you can see, 8 probes died. This is just absolute disaster for Showtime. If you can take a look at the numbers in the top left corner, you will notice that Showtime has 35 probes and Neeb has 52. This makes Showtime to move on to the offensive because Neeb may as well outproduce. And the Showtime's army composition is adepts and stalkers, supported by war prism that will allow quick warpins during the battle. And here we see the battlefield itself. Neeb is consistently lifting up troops here, but his phoenixes are out of power, so they're out of battle. Immortals are behind, however now they're shooting, and it seems that adepts are being chased by continuous zealot attacks. These force fields are not allowing those adepts to move close enough, and it looks like Showtime now is on the run, and Neeb is going to try and fight him further. More and more troops are being warped in, however Showtime just doesn't have enough money to warp in large enough force, and this means that Showtime decides to GG out. It looks like he left the game even before it finished, just like Neeb did the last time. Very interesting decision here indeed. It looks like Neeb has prevailed due to the fact that Showtime thinks that there's no way for him to deal with the counter attack that's gonna come from Neeb in a matter of minutes. As you can see, Neeb had a relatively high bank here compared to Showtime, and Showtime just thought that there's no hope. In any case, this equals the score to 1-1 on Acid Plant.